Hello, today we are going to talk about asset allocation. In the last video, we talked about how I use the principles of compounding to increase my passive income up to $4,000 to $5,000 a month. $4,000 to $5,000 a month does not sound a lot, but 20 years ago, it was equal to at least $10,000 to $12,000 a month today. Also, my house payment, including the property tax, was paid by the tenants. So I did not have a house payment or rent. Plus, I did not have car payments because they were paid off. Also, the property values were appreciating drastically and the loan amount was being decreased because the payments were made by the tenants. Also, we talked about that we have to save 20% of our income, and if we cannot do that, then we have to work more number of hours or find another part-time job, or whenever we get a raise or promotion, do not increase our expenses. So it seems that we will always be saving money, investing it, and then whatever returns or profits we get, we are going to reinvest it. Then when are we going to enjoy the financial freedom, travel all over the world, enjoy the material things, and give charities, maybe open up orphanages, etc. So when are we going to do that? We are going to go over that today. There is a very popular theory amongst inspirational and motivational speakers and people who study the behaviors of people, that if you change your standard, if you raise your standard of anything and it becomes normal for you, then your mind will find a way to get you there. For example, if you are going to buy a watch, buy an expensive Rolex watch of $20,000. If you're ready to book an airline ticket, book a first class ticket, even if it is 3 or 4 times more expensive. If you are going on a vacation, stay at an expensive resort and buy expensive cars, expensive clothes, eat at expensive restaurants, etc. And if that becomes your standard, if that became your normal, then your mind will find a way to get you there. For example, if you have a car and somebody takes away that car from you and tells you to take a bus from tomorrow, your mind will find a way to get a car for you, because that is your normal, that is your standard to have a car. Now, somebody who has been taking the bus for the last 10 years, his mind is not doing anything to get a car. We also know a few people who spend money very lavishly and they are always broke. Now, how do we know when to spend lavishly and when to save 20% and be frugal? What is the balance? How do we know what to do? That is the confusing part. And here comes asset allocation into play. Asset allocation means dividing your investments into different assets. Here we are going to divide these assets or investments into 3 buckets. Number 1 is security bucket, number 2 is growth bucket, and number 3 is dream bucket. Security bucket is very secure investments, safe and secure investments, where it is very less likely that you will lose any money. So it is low risk and low reward. The examples of this would be your house, IRA, residential rental properties, or investing in indexes. Growth bucket are high risk and high reward. You can make a lot of money, but at the same time, there is a potential of losing money. The examples of growth bucket could be investing in risky stocks, where you can potentially make a lot of money, but you can lose money also. Also, the example of that would be investing into retail businesses like restaurant, gas stations, check cashing businesses, or any retail business. Now, the dream bucket. Dream bucket is an investment where there is no return. You just invest the money and do not expect any return. The example of that would be buying expensive cars, going on vacations, traveling all over the world, giving charities to different organizations, etc. Now my question is, which bucket do people try to fill first? Most of the time it's the dream bucket, and then second is the growth bucket, because they want to have a faster return, so they want to invest in the growth bucket, and then the security bucket. I feel that it has to be the other way around. First you have to fill the security bucket, then the growth bucket, and then the dream bucket. In my asset allocation, first we have to start filling the security bucket, and at the same time little bit growth bucket, then the growth bucket gets heavier input, and then the dream bucket. So the 20% we are saving, we have talked about that we have to invest it. Initially, all the 100% of that 20% is going to go into the security bucket. First, what we have to do is that we have to set up a goal. Let's say the goal of the security bucket is $1 million. So when we reach 10% of that, including the profits or the growth from the investments, including that, when we reach the 10%, then the 10% of our total income is going to start going into the growth bucket, and the 90% is going to go into the security bucket. And when we reach the 20% goal of our security bucket, then the 20% of the total investment is going to go into the growth bucket, and so forth. So eventually when we reach at the 90% goal of our security bucket, then 100% of our savings or investments will start going into the growth bucket. At that point, whatever returns that are coming from the security bucket is going to go back into the security bucket, but none of the investments are going to go into the security bucket. And now 100% of our investments are going into growth bucket, and whatever the return we are getting from the growth bucket, 66% of that goes back into the growth bucket, and 33% of that goes into the dream bucket. Now, whatever the returns are coming from the security bucket, they are going back into the security bucket, and whatever we are getting from the growth bucket, 66% is going into the growth bucket, and 33% is going into the dream bucket. So only from that 33%, you can go on vacations, you can buy expensive cars, give abundance of charity. What we need to realize is that if we are able to achieve that 33% is going to be a huge amount, more than we can imagine at this point. But if we started buying these expensive cars, started going on vacation, started buying expensive clothes, and started throwing money on gambling here and there, then these two buckets will always be empty, and we'll never be able to use the power of compounding or the principles of compounding. Only when this bucket is filled, then we started pouring everything into this bucket, and when this bucket is absorbing 100% of our monthly savings into this, then only the returns or the profits of this 33% goes in. But actually it depends on every individual, depends on your age, how much your savings are, what your goals are. But I just made a case here, an example, just to give what principles to follow. But it could be more in this, like I told you initially, that this has to be 100% and this 0%. Somebody may say, I want to do 30 and 70. I mean, it depends on every individual, what their goals are, how much their income is, what their age is, etc. all those. So thank you very much for watching. This is asset allocation. So we learned from this video that to enjoy the financial freedom, we have to follow the principles of compounding and asset allocation and use them wisely, make safe investments, and we have to take risks in life also if we really want to accomplish financial success. And while we are doing that, then from some part of it we can spend lavishly, don't even care about. We can go take first class tickets, go all around the world, stay in expensive resorts, eat expensive meals, buy expensive cars, watches, clothes, everything. Thank you very much for watching.